The open ocean, a vast and unforgiving realm, has captivated humanity for millennia, yet beneath its mesmerizing surface lies an inherent element of risk. Fires, collisions, severe weather, and a myriad of other hazards can transform a routine voyage into a fight for survival. The history of maritime travel is unfortunately replete with incidents that underscore the criticality of these safety measures. Each tragedy, from the Titanic's ill-fated maiden voyage to the more recent Costa Concordia disaster, serves as a stark reminder of the ever-present need for vigilance and preparedness. As technology advances and the complexities of maritime operations grow, so too must the safety protocols designed to address them. The following sections will delve into the intricate framework of international regulations, training standards, and industry best practices that form the backbone of modern maritime safety. The maritime industry operates on a global stage, necessitating a unified approach to safety regulations. At the heart of this regulatory framework lies the International Maritime Organization, IMO, a specialized agency of the United Nations. The IMO's conventions, ratified by member states, set minimum standards for ship construction, equipment, operation, and crew competency. Complementing the IMO's framework are other international agreements like the International Labour Organization, ILO, and the International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, SOLAS. Understanding these international agreements is paramount to ensuring compliance, mitigating risk, and safeguarding life at sea. The International Maritime Organization, IMO, headquartered in London, stands as a testament to the power of international collaboration. Since its inception in 1958, the IMO has been instrumental in shaping a safer, more secure, and environmentally sound maritime industry. The IMO's primary purpose is to develop and maintain a comprehensive regulatory framework for international shipping. This framework encompasses maritime safety, security, and environmental protection. As technology advances, new risks emerge, and the IMO's regulatory framework must evolve to address these changes. The competence of seafarers is paramount in ensuring safety at sea. The International Convention on Standards of Training, Certification and Watchkeeping for Seafarers, STCW, sets a global benchmark for seafarer training. These standards encompass basic safety training, operational skills, and management skills. The STCW Convention mandates that seafarers hold certificates of competency issued by their flag state. These certificates ensure that seafarers possess the necessary skills and knowledge to perform their duties safely and effectively. The International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, known as SOLAS, holds a unique place in maritime history. First adopted in 1914 following the Titanic disaster, SOLAS sets comprehensive requirements for the construction, equipment, operation, and manning of merchant ships. Key areas covered by SOLAS include ship construction, fire protection, life-saving appliances, and navigational safety. SOLAS has played a pivotal role in reducing maritime casualties and protecting life at sea. It stands as a testament to the enduring commitment of the international community to enhance maritime safety. The vastness of the ocean harbors an inherent vulnerability. When safety protocols fail, the consequences can be catastrophic, resulting in loss of life, environmental damage, and economic disruption. Maritime crowd and crisis management is crucial in these unforgiving circumstances. It's about equipping those who sail with the knowledge and skills to navigate the chaos of an emergency. History provides a stark lesson in the importance of these preparations. The night of January 13, 2012, will forever be etched in maritime history as the night the Costa Concordia met its tragic end. What began as a celebratory cruise quickly transformed into a chaotic fight for survival. The captain's risky maneuver, a sail-by salute, led to the ship striking a submerged rock. The impact plunged the vessel into darkness, throwing passengers into a state of confusion and panic. The crew, many of whom lacked adequate safety training, struggled to maintain control and provide clear instructions. The sinking of the MV Estonia on September 28, 1994, stands as one of the deadliest maritime disasters in European history. The Estonia sank in stormy seas, claiming the lives of 852 people. The ship's bow visor detached, allowing water to flood the cargo hold, causing the ship to rapidly list. The speed at which the Estonia sank left passengers and crew with little time to react. The disaster led to significant changes in maritime safety regulations. The immediate aftermath of a maritime disaster captures the world's attention. Yet the impact extends far beyond the headlines, leaving lasting scars on individuals, communities, and the maritime industry. For the families of those lost at sea, the grief is immeasurable. Maritime disasters can have far-reaching economic consequences, disrupting supply chains and impacting global trade. The environmental damage caused by oil spills can devastate marine ecosystems for years to come. In a maritime emergency, human behavior can be as unpredictable as the elements. Understanding the human factor is paramount to effective crowd and crisis management at sea. Panic can spread through a crowd like wildfire, leading to chaotic movements and hindering evacuation efforts. Confusion, often fueled by lack of information, can exacerbate panic and lead to poor decision-making. Clear communication and trust in the crew are essential in these critical moments. The human brain is wired for survival, with the amygdala serving as our brain's alarm system. When confronted with danger, the amygdala can hijack our higher cognitive functions, shifting our bodies into survival mode. This primal response, known as the fight-or-flight response, is an ancient survival mechanism. In the context of a ship at sea, this primal urge can have unintended and potentially dangerous consequences. A crowd often exhibits behaviors distinct from those of its individual members. Crowd dynamics seeks to understand how crowds form, move, and interact, particularly in high-stress situations. Social proof, the tendency to conform to the actions of others, can contribute to the rapid spread of panic in an emergency. The density-dependent effect also plays a crucial role in crowd behavior. Emotions, like invisible currents, flow constantly through human interactions. We are wired to pick up on subtle cues from those around us: facial expressions, tone of voice, body language, and these cues can unconsciously influence our own emotional state. This phenomenon, known as emotional contagion, is particularly potent in situations of heightened stress or anxiety. In a maritime emergency, the fear and uncertainty experienced by one passenger can quickly spread to those nearby, creating a chain reaction of emotional distress. This contagion of emotions is further amplified by the shared sense of vulnerability and the limited options for escape that characterize a shipboard emergency. The sight of others panicking, the sound of screams, the feeling of the ship tilting, all these sensory inputs contribute to a heightened state of arousal, making individuals more susceptible to emotional contagion. In the chaotic and disorienting environment of a maritime emergency, leadership takes on a whole new dimension. It's not merely about issuing orders or following protocols, it's about becoming a beacon of calm amidst the storm. A reassuring presence that inspires confidence and helps to quell the rising tide of panic. The way a crew member carries themselves, the tone of their voice, the expressions on their face, all these non-verbal cues communicate volumes in a crisis. A calm demeanor, even in the face of danger, can have a profound impact on the emotional state of those around them. It signals that the situation, while serious, is not insurmountable, that there is a plan in place, and that help is on the way. This projection of assurance doesn't require superhuman bravery or an absence of fear. It's about controlling those primal impulses and channeling them into a sense of purpose and resolve. While maintaining a calm demeanor is crucial in an emergency, it's equally important to acknowledge and validate the fears and anxieties of those experiencing the crisis firsthand. Dismissing passenger concerns or adopting a purely authoritarian approach can backfire, leading to distrust, resistance, and ultimately, a breakdown in communication. Effective crisis management involves striking a delicate balance between projecting confidence and empathy. Passengers need to know that their fears are heard and understood, even if they cannot be immediately alleviated. Simple phrases like, "I understand you're scared, it's a scary situation," or "We're here to help you get through this," can go a long way in building trust and fostering cooperation. It's also important to provide clear and honest information, even if the news is not positive. People can cope with difficult truths far better than they can with uncertainty or a sense of being misled. In the high-stakes environment of a maritime emergency, words become powerful tools. The right words, delivered with clarity and composure, can calm nerves, provide reassurance, and guide passengers to safety. Conversely, poorly chosen words laced with panic or ambiguity can exacerbate fear, sow confusion, and hinder evacuation efforts. Effective communication in a crisis begins with choosing words that soothe rather than alarm. Avoid using technical jargon or nautical terms that might be unfamiliar to passengers. Simple, direct language is key. For example, instead of saying "proceed to the starboard lifeboat station," say, "Please walk calmly to the lifeboats on the right side of the ship." When providing instructions, use a firm but reassuring tone. Avoid shouting, as this can be misinterpreted as a sign of panic. Speak slowly and clearly, repeating important information multiple times to ensure it is heard and understood. Beyond words. The universal language of visual cues. In the midst of a maritime emergency, when language barriers, background noise, and the sheer chaos of the situation can hinder verbal communication, visual cues become invaluable tools for conveying information quickly and effectively. The human brain is wired to process visual information rapidly, making it an ideal mode of communication in time-sensitive situations. Signage, strategically placed throughout the vessel, plays a crucial role in guiding passengers to safety. Emergency exits, muster stations, and lifeboat locations should be clearly marked with universally recognized symbols, ensuring that even those unfamiliar with the ship's layout can quickly orient themselves. Visual aids, such as diagrams and illustrations, can be used to supplement verbal instructions, particularly when explaining complex procedures like donning life jackets or boarding lifeboats. Bridging the language barrier, reaching a multilingual audience. The passenger manifests of modern cruise ships and ferries often read like a roll call at the United Nations, representing a diverse array of nationalities, languages, and cultural backgrounds. While English serves as the de facto language of maritime communication, relying solely on English in an emergency could have dire consequences, leaving a significant portion of passengers unable to understand vital instructions. Effective communication in a multilingual environment requires a proactive and multifaceted approach. One strategy is to ensure that key crew members involved in passenger communication possess proficiency in multiple languages commonly spoken by passengers. These multilingual crew members can serve as valuable liaisons, relaying information, addressing concerns, and providing reassurance in passengers' native tongues. Another crucial tool is the use of multilingual signage and announcements. Amplifying the message. Utilizing technology for effective communication. In the digital age, technology has become an indispensable tool in maritime safety, providing a range of communication systems designed to amplify the message, overcome environmental challenges, and ensure that vital information reaches those who need it most. The ship's public address system serves as the primary channel for disseminating information to passengers and crew during an emergency. The PA system allows for the broadcast of announcements from a central location, ensuring that everyone on board, regardless of their location, receives the same information simultaneously. Handheld radios, commonly used by crew members for intership communication, can also play a vital role in emergency situations. These radios provide a direct line of communication between crew members on deck, in the engine room, and at other key locations, facilitating coordination and information sharing. In situations where ambient noise levels are high, such as during a fire or a storm, loudhailers provide a means of projecting the voice over long distances. Section 5. The power of redundancy, ensuring the message gets through. In the unpredictable and often chaotic environment of a maritime emergency, relying on a single communication channel is a recipe for disaster. A PA system malfunction, a power outage, or the sheer din of a crisis can render even the most well-intentioned message unheard or misunderstood. This is where the principle of redundancy becomes paramount. Effective crisis communication strategies employ multiple overlapping channels to disseminate information, ensuring that the message gets through even if one or more channels fail. This multi-pronged approach might involve a combination of verbal announcements, visual cues, printed materials, and technological aids. For example, verbal announcements, made over the PA system, using clear, concise language and repeated multiple times. Visual cues, emergency signage, illuminated exit signs, and crew members directing passengers with hand signals and flashlights. Printed materials, emergency instructions cards, translated into multiple languages, and placed in cabins and common areas. Technological aids, text message alerts sent to passengers' mobile phones, social media updates, and digital signage. By employing a redundant communication strategy, maritime professionals can significantly increase the likelihood that their message will reach its intended audience even in the most challenging of circumstances. Section 1. Muster drills, the cornerstone of passenger safety. Imagine a bustling passenger ship, alive with the excitement of a voyage about to begin. Tourists mingle on deck, their laughter carried by the sea breeze. Families settle into their cabins, eager to embark on a journey filled with new experiences. Yet beneath this veneer of carefree anticipation lies a crucial aspect of maritime safety, often overlooked amidst the allure of the open ocean: the muster drill. Far from a mere formality, the muster drill represents a critical investment in passenger safety, a dress rehearsal for a scenario everyone hopes will never unfold: an emergency at sea. It is during these drills that passengers, many of whom may be unfamiliar with the ship's layout and safety procedures, are introduced to the life-saving equipment and evacuation protocols that could one day save their lives. Conducted at the start of every voyage before the ship sets sail, the muster drill serves as a vital opportunity to familiarize passengers with the location of their assigned muster station, a designated assembly point where they will gather in the event of an emergency. This is not a time for complacency or a casual disregard for instructions. Section 2. Charting a course to safety: escape routes and muster stations. A passenger ship, for all its grandeur and intricate design, can quickly transform into a labyrinth of corridors and stairwells in the disorienting chaos of an emergency. Panic sets in, darkness descends, and the once familiar layout becomes a maze of uncertainty. It is in these moments of heightened stress that a clear understanding of the ship's escape routes and muster stations becomes paramount, guiding passengers towards safety and preventing a chaotic scramble for exits. The IMO's SOLAS convention mandates that all passenger ships have clearly marked escape routes, strategically placed throughout the vessel to provide multiple paths to safety. These routes, often illuminated with photoluminescent markings that glow in the dark, guide passengers towards the nearest muster station or exit, even in the event of a power outage. Muster stations, strategically located throughout the ship, serve as designated assembly points where passengers gather in an organized manner, awaiting further instructions from the crew. In the unforgiving environment of the open ocean, where survival often hinges on swift and decisive action, familiarity with life-saving equipment can mean the difference between life and death. Yet, for many passengers, the array of life jackets, lifeboats, and other safety devices can seem daunting, even intimidating, their purpose and operation shrouded in a veil of uncertainty. This is why familiarization with these life-saving tools is not merely an item to be ticked off a checklist, but a crucial aspect of passenger preparedness, fostering confidence and empowering individuals to act decisively in a crisis. The muster drill provides an ideal opportunity for passengers to have a hands-on experience with these life-saving devices. Under the guidance of trained crew members, passengers learn how to don life jackets correctly, ensuring a snug and secure fit, adjusting straps, and locating the whistle and light for signaling in the dark. Identify and board lifeboats, familiarizing themselves with the location, boarding procedures, and safety features of their assigned lifeboat. Locate and use other safety equipment, understanding the purpose and operation of fire extinguishers, fire blankets, and emergency alarms. In the urgency of a maritime emergency, the human instinct to survive can sometimes overshadow our capacity for compassion. Yet, it is precisely in these moments of heightened stress that the principles of solidarity and collective responsibility take on paramount importance, particularly when it comes to assisting those who may require additional support. Passengers with disabilities, elderly individuals, pregnant women, and families traveling with young children. These vulnerable groups often face unique challenges in emergency situations, requiring special attention and assistance to ensure their safe evacuation. Recognizing this need, the IMO has developed comprehensive guidelines for assisting passengers with disabilities, emphasizing the importance of providing timely and appropriate assistance throughout the evacuation process. These guidelines underscore the shared responsibility of the crew and fellow passengers in ensuring the safety of all those on board, fostering a culture of inclusivity and compassion even in the face of adversity. The IMO, in its continuous pursuit of enhancing maritime safety for all, has developed a comprehensive set of guidelines, specifically aimed at protecting the rights and safety of passengers with disabilities during emergencies at sea. These guidelines, grounded in the principles of accessibility, dignity, and equal opportunity, provide a practical framework for ensuring that individuals with disabilities are not left behind in the chaos of an evacuation. Key aspects of the IMO guidelines include provision of accessible information, ensuring that safety information including emergency instructions and shipboard announcements is readily available in accessible formats, such as Braille, large print, and audio recordings for passengers with visual or hearing impairments. Designated assembly points, establishing dedicated assembly areas for passengers with disabilities, located in easily accessible locations and equipped with appropriate seating and other amenities to accommodate their needs. Trained assistance personnel, assigning crew members with specialized training and assisting passengers with disabilities, ensuring they possess the knowledge, skills, and sensitivity to provide appropriate support during an evacuation. Accessible evacuation equipment, providing access to accessible life-saving appliances, such as evacuation chairs for individuals who are unable to use stairs, and ensuring that lifeboats are equipped to accommodate passengers with mobility impairments. These guidelines, while not legally binding, serve as a vital tool for promoting inclusivity and ensuring that maritime safety protocols are responsive to the needs of all passengers, regardless of their physical abilities. They represent a commitment to leaving no one behind in an emergency, fostering a culture of compassion and shared responsibility that transcends the boundaries of ability. The image of a panicked stampede, a chaotic scramble for exits, is a scene etched into our collective consciousness as a symbol of disaster. In the confined and often disorienting environment of a ship at sea, such a scenario could have catastrophic consequences, turning an orderly evacuation into a tragedy. Effective crowd management, therefore, hinges on the ability to transform the raw energy of a crowd into a controlled and purposeful flow, guiding passengers towards safety without amplifying their fear. This delicate dance between control and chaos begins long before the alarm bells sound, with the ship's design itself playing a crucial role. Wide corridors, clearly marked escape routes, and strategically placed signage all contribute to a sense of order and predictability, even in the face of an emergency. But it is in the midst of a crisis, when adrenaline surges and the urge to flee takes hold, that the true test of crowd management comes into play. In the high-stakes environment of a maritime emergency, amidst the blaring alarms and the disorienting tilt of the ship, The calm and reassuring presence of a trained crew member can be as grounding as a life raft in a stormy sea. Passengers, their senses overwhelmed by fear and uncertainty, look to the crew for guidance, for a sense of order amidst the chaos. It is in these moments that the human element of crowd management takes center stage. Crew members, strategically positioned along escape routes and at muster stations, become more than just enforcers of protocol. They become anchors of calm, their presence radiating a sense of control and purpose. Their words, delivered with clarity and composure, cut through the din of panic, providing clear instructions and reassurance. Their body language, confident yet compassionate, conveys a sense of calm even in the face of danger. Imagine a narrow passageway, a choke point in the ship's design, suddenly flooded with a surge of passengers all trying to reach the same exit. The flow of people, once orderly, becomes compressed, the risk of a dangerous bottleneck increasing with every passing second. Preventing such bottlenecks, choke points that can bring an evacuation to a grinding halt, is a critical aspect of effective crowd management. It requires a keen understanding of the ship's layout, identifying potential pinch points and implementing strategies to maintain a smooth and steady flow of people. One such strategy involves directing passengers to multiple exits, spreading the flow of people across a wider area, and reducing the pressure on any single escape route. This might involve utilizing stairwells on both sides of the ship, directing passengers to different decks, or even assigning specific groups to specific exits. Section 4. Segregation for safety order in the midst of uncertainty. In the midst of a maritime emergency, the passenger manifest, once a mere administrative document, takes on a whole new level of significance. It becomes a blueprint for order, a tool for segregating passengers into manageable groups, and ensuring a smooth and efficient evacuation. This principle of segregation, often employed in large-scale evacuations, is not about creating divisions or prioritizing one group over another. It's about bringing order to chaos, breaking down a large and potentially unwieldy crowd into smaller, more manageable units. By dividing passengers based on factors such as cabin location, deck level, or physical ability, the crew can facilitate communication, streamline the evacuation process, and provide targeted assistance. This means providing instructions tailored to specific groups, addressing language barriers, and ensuring that everyone receives the information they need. It also means directing passengers to the nearest appropriate exits, minimizing congestion, and reducing the risk of bottlenecks. And finally, it means identifying vulnerable passengers who may require additional support and ensuring they receive the assistance they need. Section 5. The psychology of space utilizing assembly areas effectively. Imagine a large, open space designated as a muster station, suddenly filled with hundreds of passengers, their faces etched with anxiety and uncertainty. The sheer scale of the space, the echoing footsteps, the murmur of worried voices, all these factors can contribute to a heightened sense of unease, potentially amplifying panic and hindering the evacuation process. This is where the psychology of space comes into play. By understanding how people perceive and react to their surroundings, maritime professionals can utilize assembly areas in a way that promotes calm and facilitates an orderly evacuation. One key principle is to create a sense of order and structure within the space. Clearly defined boundaries, designated seating areas, and well-lit pathways can help to reduce feelings of disorientation and anxiety. Section 1. Fire at sea. A battle against the elements. The image of a ship engulfed in flames, billowing smoke painting streaks of black against the vast canvas of the sky, evokes a primal fear, a fear rooted in the knowledge that at sea, fire is a relentless and unforgiving adversary. Unlike land-based fires where escape routes are often readily available and fire departments stand ready to respond, a fire at sea transforms the very vessel meant to provide safety and shelter into a potential inferno. The enclosed spaces of a ship designed to facilitate travel and accommodate passengers become conduits for smoke and flames to spread rapidly. The ever-present risk of fire at sea, whether sparked by mechanical malfunction, human error, or the unpredictable fury of nature, necessitates a multi-layered approach to prevention, detection, and suppression. Fire safety on board a ship begins long before the first passenger sets foot on deck. Section 2. Medical emergencies, a lifeline on the open ocean. The vastness of the ocean, while awe-inspiring, also presents a unique challenge when it comes to medical emergencies. Far from the reach of readily available ambulances and fully equipped hospitals, a medical crisis at sea can quickly escalate into a life-or-death situation. Whether it's a heart attack striking a passenger in the middle of the night, a severe allergic reaction sending a child into anaphylactic shock, or a crew member sustaining a serious injury during a storm, the ability to provide timely and effective medical care is paramount. Recognizing this critical need, the IMO's SOLAS Convention mandates that all passenger ships carry a certain level of medical equipment and supplies, tailored to the size of the vessel and the duration of its voyages. But equipment alone is not enough. The effectiveness of medical response at sea hinges on the presence of trained personnel capable of providing immediate care and stabilizing patients until they can be transported to a shore-based medical facility. Section 3. Environmental threats, navigating the fury of nature. The ocean, for all its allure, is a force to be reckoned with, a realm of unpredictable weather patterns, towering waves, and hidden currents that can transform a tranquil voyage into a fight for survival. From the sudden fury of a tropical storm to the relentless pounding of a rogue wave, environmental threats pose a constant challenge to maritime safety, demanding vigilance, preparedness, and the ability to adapt to rapidly changing conditions. Unlike land-based storms, which can often be tracked and predicted with a reasonable degree of accuracy, weather systems at sea can develop quickly and unexpectedly. What begins as a clear day with calm seas can rapidly transform into a maelstrom of howling winds and towering waves, catching even experienced mariners off guard. The key to navigating these environmental threats lies in a combination of advanced technology, skilled seamanship, and a healthy dose of respect for the raw power of nature. Modern ships are equipped with sophisticated weather forecasting systems, providing real-time data on wind speed, wave height, and storm trajectories. Section 4. Ship damage, from minor leaks to major breaches. A ship, for all its apparent strength and solidity, is a vessel constantly subjected to the relentless forces of the sea. The corrosive bite of salt water, the pounding of waves, the stresses of navigating through ice-choked waters, all these factors can take a toll on even the most well-maintained vessels, leading to damage that ranges from minor leaks to catastrophic breaches. While modern shipbuilding techniques and rigorous inspection protocols have significantly reduced the incidence of major ship damage, the possibility of such incidents remains an ever-present risk in the maritime industry. From groundings on reefs to collisions with submerged objects, the causes of ship damage are as varied as the vessels themselves. The location and severity of the damage will largely dictate the crew's response, ranging from immediate evacuation procedures to more measured efforts to contain the damage and stabilize the vessel. Minor leaks, while not immediately life-threatening, can quickly escalate into major problems if left unchecked. Section 5. The importance of drills and training preparing for the unthinkable. The scenarios outlined in this act, fires, medical emergencies, environmental threats, ship damage, paint a stark picture of the potential dangers inherent in maritime operations. While technology, regulations, and safety equipment all play crucial roles in mitigating these risks, the human element remains paramount. In the heat of a crisis, when adrenaline surges and the instinct to panic takes hold, it is training that kicks in, transforming fear into action and chaos into a coordinated response. This is why drills and training exercises are not mere formalities, not boxes to be ticked on a compliance checklist, but rather essential investments in preparedness, honing the skills and reflexes that can mean the difference between life and death. Regular drills conducted under realistic conditions serve to familiarize the crew with emergency procedures, ensuring that everyone knows their role, understands the chain of command, and can execute their tasks efficiently, even under pressure. Test the functionality of safety equipment, verifying that fire extinguishers are charged, lifeboats are in working order, and communication systems are functioning properly. Identify and address potential weaknesses, highlighting areas where procedures might be unclear, equipment might be inadequate, or crew coordination could be improved. By embracing a culture of continuous improvement, by treating every drill as an opportunity to learn and refine their skills, maritime professionals can strive to bridge the gap between theory and practice, ensuring that when the unthinkable occurs, they are as ready as they can be to face the challenge. Section 1. Leading under pressure. The captain's crucial role. The bridge of a ship, often bathed in the soft glow of navigational instruments and offering a panoramic view of the vast expanse of the ocean, transforms into a crucible of decision-making when a crisis strikes. It is here, amidst the flurry of incoming information, the blaring alarms and the ever-present pressure of time, that the ship's captain assumes a mantle of responsibility that extends far beyond the traditional role of navigation and command. In the crucible of a maritime emergency, the captain becomes the ultimate decision-maker, the linchpin upon which the safety of the vessel and all those on board depends. The captain's role in a crisis extends far beyond simply issuing orders. It encompasses a complex interplay of leadership, communication, and situational awareness, all underpinned by a deep understanding of the ship, its systems, and the capabilities of the crew. Effective leadership in such high-stress environments requires a unique blend of decisiveness and composure. Deep within the bowels of a modern passenger ship, often tucked away behind layers of steel and sophisticated electronics, lies a space that serves as the nerve center of emergency response, the Emergency Control Center, or ECC. This is no ordinary room. It is a sanctuary of calm amidst the storm, a place where technology and human expertise converge to manage the complexities of a crisis at sea. Unlike the bridge, with its panoramic views and direct connection to the elements, the ECC is a windowless space, its walls lined with banks of monitors displaying a constant stream of data ship systems, weather patterns, communication channels, all feeding into the decision-making process. In the event of a fire, a collision, or any other major incident, the ECC springs to life, becoming a hive of activity as trained crew members work tirelessly to assess the situation, coordinate response efforts, and communicate vital information to those on board and ashore. In the intricate and unforgiving realm of maritime safety, where the stakes are high and the margin for error is slim, technology and regulations alone are not enough to ensure a successful outcome in an emergency. While sophisticated safety systems, stringent inspection protocols, and a plethora of life-saving equipment all play crucial roles, it is the human element, the training, teamwork, and trust that bind a crew together, that ultimately determines whether a crisis is averted or a tragedy unfolds. Training, rigorous and relentless, forms the bedrock of this human element. It is through countless hours of drills, simulations, and classroom instruction that seafarers, from the captain down to the newest recruit, develop the knowledge, skills, and reflexes necessary to navigate the complexities of a maritime emergency. But training alone is not enough. It must be complemented by teamwork, a seamless coordination of efforts, a shared understanding of roles and responsibilities, and a willingness to put aside individual egos for the good of the ship and all those on board. Maritime safety, at its core, is not merely about adhering to a set of regulations or achieving a passing grade on an inspection checklist. It is about fostering a culture where safety permeates every aspect of operations, where it becomes an integral part of the organizational DNA, shaping decisions, guiding actions, and ultimately, creating an environment where accidents are not merely avoided, but actively prevented. This culture of safety, this unwavering commitment to protecting life at sea, extends far beyond the decks of a ship. It encompasses ship owners and operators, regulatory bodies, training institutions, equipment manufacturers, and every individual who plays a role in the intricate web of the maritime industry. Building a robust culture of safety requires a multifaceted approach, one that goes beyond simply checking boxes and ticking off compliance requirements. It demands a fundamental shift in mindset, a recognition that safety is not a destination but an ongoing journey, a continuous process of improvement driven by a shared commitment to excellence. The vast expanse of the ocean with its boundless horizons and unpredictable nature serves as a constant reminder of the inherent risks and challenges inherent in maritime operations. Yet it is also a testament to the enduring human spirit, our innate desire to explore, to connect, to push the boundaries of what is possible. Maritime safety, in its essence, is about safeguarding this spirit, about ensuring that every voyage embarks with the highest possible chance of a safe return. It is a responsibility shared by all who set foot on a ship, from the seasoned captain navigating treacherous waters to the wide-eyed passenger embarking on a long-awaited journey. As we conclude this exploration of maritime crowd and crisis management, let us carry with us the understanding that safety at sea is not a passive endeavor. It is an active and continuous pursuit, a commitment to vigilance, preparedness, and a shared responsibility for the well-being of all those who venture out upon the waves. Let us strive to create a maritime industry where safety is not merely a goal but a reality, where every voyage is a testament to our collective commitment to protecting life at sea.